Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Peace Dealer, and we are live. 15 degrees Cancer. Very, very special day. 6 numerology of balance. Second decan of Cancer, subruled by Pluto. Okay, why is this very important? Because if we think about the sub-rulerships of Cancer, we start at the moon because the first 10 degrees gets your feet wet. Okay, you need to really get a sense of what you're feeling. The second decan, Pluto, takes you to the depth, the deepest part of where you're getting your feet wet. And in the third decan, once you've reached that intensity, you reach the third decan of Neptune, which is all about transcendence, and you change your perspective based on this depth of feeling. So over the next 5 days, since we're 5 days into the second decan, you're gaining deeper understanding of everything you're feeling. And let's stop calling Cancer feelings, because emotions don't even exist. Emotions really is a psychological psychological or scientific term for your feelings. Emotions, as we know it, are more conceptual. What we're really talking about when you say emotions are psychic vibrations. And you can call emotions or feelings, but when you think of it as just emotions, you take away the truth of it. Cancer and water signs are the mechanism behind all psychic phenomena, all intuitive phenomena, all magic phenomena. There's a very specific reason why we've been conditioned to dismiss such irrational functions of our abilities as pseudoscientific and just sham psychic shit. Even though mediumship is real, even though the ability to sense phenomena outside of your third dimensional awareness is more than real, and it's called metaphysics. Metaphysics applying to frequencies, phenomena, and expressions of energy outside your range of being able to perceive, hence beyond physics. That is all Pisces. Okay, so in this second decan of Cancer, while the moon's in Aquarius today, you're gaining knowledge of your power. I just found out today what my Shikai and my Bankai is. The first stage release of my spirit sword and the full final release and transformation. Yes, I have a Shikai and I have a Bankai. As a Gemini sun, my spirit is my Zanpakuto. I like to joke around and say it's my dick, but it's my spirit. Actually, I guess it's the truth. But jokes aside, this is very, very, very true shield. Holla at your boy. This is very, 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 very important, because as you're gaining knowledge, you're going to understand how certain abilities you've had are not superpowers. Empathy is not a superpower. Telepathy is not a superpower. You can master it at a level to where it's superpowered, but these are not superpowers. Clairvoyance is not a superpower. Clairsentience is not a superpower. Clairaudience is not a superpower. Claircognizance is not a superpower. Intuition is not a superpower. These are basic abilities. Telepathy is not a superpower. These are basic abilities that our government, history, and schooling have decided to teach us aren't true. But if you were to look up CIA documents right now, they've already acknowledged the existence of psychic abilities, Cancer, and also the fact that we're in somewhat of an energy hologram. That's because we're avatars being played by our higher selves. Can you feel it? Because this moon in Aquarius transit is getting ready to transform your entire awareness of the knowledge of your abilities based on your willingness to not believe. That's tomorrow and next tomorrow and the day after, but to know, Aquarius moon, your special powers. Cancer sun. Everybody has special powers because we're all unique. Do you know them? This is what today, with the sun on the fixed star Sirius, will allow you to do. Happy birthday to my youngest sister, Chelsea. Make sure y'all stream her new track, Bitter. It's on Spotify. And she was born with her sun on the star. If you're 15 degrees Cancer, you're a star. Okay, if you have any energy there, you're a superstar, and you draw in on this energy. And collectively, we're able to harness this fixed star energy. Sirius is a huge deal, okay? And this is going to allow you to fully flesh out, feel, and begin a greater evolution and transformation process. And this is amazing because we're in the gauntlet. So just really keep that in mind. You really want to stick firm to what you know. And the forces of darkness work through those who let insecurity rule them. You have every right to post and express your free ideas and free opinions on a platform. People can act like they care about what you do. Like people get entitled and act like, well, you have a platform, you have an influence, and you shouldn't be spreading disinformation. Bitch, who made you police? Bitch, who made you the police over what you think I should do with my influence? All right, so you're gonna see people hide behind rhetoric, act like they care, just to use that as a camouflage to mask their insecurities, because ultimately an idea you expressed hurt their feelings. And so they feel the need to hop on your free platform to tell you what you can or can't say. That is a puppet, okay? That is someone who's being used to literally control and police your mind and thoughts. It's one thing to acknowledge what someone else said and disagree with them. It's a whole another thing to go on to basically tell someone what to say and use guilt tripping and manipulation to assert that. This Capricorn retrograde energy is the energy of a guilt matrix. A lot of you are allowing these guilt matrices to trip you up. Geminis aren't, Sagittarians aren't. Actually, I hope Sagittarians are. I know Leos are not. Geminis aren't. Aries aren't. And Cancer, please don't fall for the okie doke. You do not want to get caught up in guilt matrices. This guilt matrix, fully sponsored by Capricorn, is going to use half-truths in order to get you to fall into the trap of being guilty for free actions that you're under no need to be perfect, okay? You need to just have discernment here, because if you fall for the okie doke, this is deliberately designed to stunt the natural potential of the evolution you're facilitating. So please be very, very mindful, be very, very aware of everything that you're doing right now to honor the knowledge you're picking up about yourself and the powers you're developing as well. This is everything that's going to very much so prepare you for divine ascension that we're coming into over the next couple of days. And trust me when I say, we're only like 9 degrees into Aquarius. You're really going to come into a very comprehensive transformation and knowledge of what you can really do. And you're going to get ready to do that once the moon is in Aries at the end of the week. So download this knowledge as you may, okay? Shout out to Saturn. Everyone has an Oga or outer planets that's directly assisting them. The ruler of your rising, moon and sun, really talk and connect with. Because the moon is currently squaring Uranus and Taurus, that's going to be the electric, unconventional snap mechanism to shock you into knowledge of what to do. So for those of you wondering, how do I do it? How do I do it? You just need to go within, and your inability to understand how is your inability to trust yourself. This is all about trusting in the inner knowledge of your specialness as an authentic, sincere being. Unless you're a liar and you just have insecurities, then I really can't help you. But for those of you who are committed to standing in truth, just know I always ride for you. That's how I designate who my people are or not. Don't matter about the color of your skin. Doesn't matter about your nationality. Doesn't matter about what you believe. If you stand in truth and integrity, you're my people. We may not agree on stuff, we might beef, but when it's time to fight and when it's time to ride, you stand for truth. So I stand for you. That's how it always should have been. That's how it always will be. And if you're down with that, then know thyself. And as you know thyself, don't doubt what you pick up, because the greatest temptation is to try and do this fake humble shit and act like you're not as incredible as you're realizing. So believe a lot of what you pick up and see the first time and be ready to act on it. Don't worry, we're going to go through Virgo season, so you'll have the ability to practice, but just take today and tomorrow to really feel into the knowledge and tap into that source. And this is where things get really fun. We're still in we're still in boss battle territory, so take a defensive approach as you come into knowledge of your power through experience and these catalysts. And until then, last thing I want to say is keep up the good fight, soldier. We are not going to enter war. That is impossible because we are already at war. And unfortunately, unless some people see it on CNN or somebody tells them or they see bombs explode, no one's really going to believe that. So you can really believe that you're at war, or you really know right now we have been at war. This is a psychological war that's locally happening in real life, and the spiritual war that's been waging in the second heaven due to these fallen angels. Some of you are aware, and your third eye can see these beings and principalities and spiritual rulers of wickedness in high places. Okay? Because this is a mental battle, you can possess people with ideologies. And as long as those ideologies hook in people's emotional bodies and make them feel triggered, they can honestly be used as weapons and pawns to fight on behalf of people who aren't even there. This is the first boss battle. You're fighting against the boss's puppets who are engaging in these ideologies. And I'm just using the example of, the debates going on, but it applies way deeper than that. So you're not no bitch. You're not no punk. You are destined to win this. Victory's already yours. You just have to know it. And you have to act accordingly. Okay? It is life or death out here. And I want to end this video by having a moment of silence because so many people are dead. And I think some of you are coming to this realization that many of you are fighting for people who are dead. Let's just keep it real. Moment of silence for the people we've lost, because you're looking around and you may not really accept yet that certain people you're trying to convince to really understand the truth and not really stand and push these lies, they have already decided in their soul to be down with the disinformation. Some people truly believe, like, for example, Jussie Smollett, that it's okay to lie and push false narratives if ultimately what you're doing is good. For example, a lot of people think like this, by the way. They're just not going to tell you. For example, Jussie Smollett, why would he lie and hire Africans to talk about MAGA country beating people up? That's because in his heart, he really believes that, this is a racist movement. And so he wanted to use a lie to at least steer people's minds right. Okay? Not right, but to steer people's minds in towards his agenda. Mind you, he's thinking that he's doing the right thing. Let's break down the psychology of this. Do you think Jussie did this because, you know what I mean? He thinks perhaps he just wants to make a joke. He thinks he's doing the right thing. So there's so many people who are like that. That as long as it's the wrong side of Machiavellianism. So just really keep that in mind. There are people who have already agreed to be down with the lies or what they think is the truth. And there are people who in their hearts, they've given their soul over to the devil. Okay? These are closet Satanists. And now people are being more open with their Luciferianism than ever. Okay? So please understand, don't wait for people's heart to stop beating before you know they're dead. Certain people have been dead. All right? Ideologies came through at a dark moment in their life, and they were completely taken over to the point where their ideas aren't theirs anymore. Their connection to people close to them is gone. And for all intents and purposes, they're dead. Yeah, they have an empty shell, but they're not who they really are. And now they're acting off the whims of who other people tell them to be. They're not only gone, but some of them are gone forever. And some of you need to really have that moment of silence or realization. And for the people who we've lost in this ideological war, we pay our respects. For the people who we have remaining, please know this is a serious fight. Appreciate you. And as we fight this serious fight, you know, this is really going to separate the real from the opportunists. Appreciate you. You stay blessed as always. And until next time.